everyone, my name is Izin, a Year 1 student currently in Common Business program in the School of Business and Accountancy. One thing that I love about my course is that it gives me freedom to explore different business-related modules and get a feel of how the diplomas will be like in Year 2 and 3. I can have a better and clearer idea of what I would like to pursue in before actually going forward with the chosen diploma. At first, I was unsure of which business diploma to pursue as I did not know if my interests were in banking and finance or business studies. I was afraid I would make the wrong choice and dislike the diploma that I chose, so I decided the safer option, Common Business program. Common Business program allowed me to take the same modules as other business diploma students while still making a choice and familiarizing myself with the business subjects. This way, I will be more confident in where my interests lay and I can better prepare myself to score well in order to enter the final diploma of my choice. I also chose Ngee Polytechnic as I was incredibly attracted to the student lifestyle there. I saw my seniors lead vibrant activities and make new friends from different diplomas through their CCAs and other student organizations. I was really intrigued and wanted a student lifestyle that was enriching and never dull, therefore I chose Ngee. One tip that I find most useful for students entering Common Business program is to always have an open mindset. This can apply to students entering any course in general as the transition in modules and subjects from secondary school to polytechnic is very different. There will be modules, learning and teaching styles that are drastically different than what we might be used to. We must be prepared for the change and not expect familiarity as that would very likely stress us out. Be optimistic and be prepared to do a lot of remote learning. Never give up, and if you ever have any questions, do not be afraid to ask your peers or teachers. Common Business is a very nurturing course, and I feel that you will be able to pick up valuable skills throughout your time in Common Business. In Common Business program, there is a module called Career Professional Preparation that allows us to explore and do write-ups of different diplomas. This allowed me to do more research and find future opportunities that awaits me after Common Business program. Common Business program prepares us for the different modules that we will eventually take in our different diplomas of choice, and we can find where our interests lay, be it accounting or human management.
Hi, my name is Eugene. I'm a Year 3 accountancy student. So what do I love about accountancy? I love accountancy because ever since I was in secondary school, I wanted to be in the business world. And I felt that through pursuing accountancy, it can open a lot of doors for me and give me a lot of pathway options. So upon graduation, I can actually choose to pursue accountancy or I can move into other aspects of business, for example, finance and others. I would like to give a generic tip that applies to all courses, not just accountancy, which is to be very consistent with your projects and make sure you submit your weekly tutorials on time because you don't wish to actually fall behind your peers and then have everything snowball and end up like you facing a lot of stress towards the end of the semester or when you're studying for your exams. So I wish I had a little bit of knowledge about Principle of Accounts, which is POA for short. I didn't take that subject when I was in secondary school. So for those of you who are like me who didn't take Principle of Accounts, fret not, you don't have to worry that you won't know anything before when you come into accountancy because the lecturers and tutors will make sure that you get the knowledge of the basics and the foundation there so you won't lag behind your peers or for those who actually took POA when they were back in secondary school. So in your 3 years of study, you will actually go on a 6 months internship in your final year, and that's where you'll get posted to a company to gain real life exposure. So internship is a very valuable experience all around because it gives you a very different kind of learning and experience compared to the classroom. So for me personally, I was posted to this company called RSM. It is an audit firm and I did audit for 6 months. So it really opened my eyes as to how the audit operations are like, and one of my biggest takeaways was actually doing an audit for a client all by myself, and that is something that is still a very big memory for me up to this day. I feel that whichever course that you wish to enroll into, be it accountancy or any other course, it is very important for you to do proper research and do in-depth research to understand what you're getting into and understand the modules that you'll be studying. And I wish you all the best in your 3 years of study in Ngee.
Hello, my name is Nadira. I'm a Year 1 Banking and Finance student. So one thing I love about my course is that we are able to use the finance labs in our school library to analyze live market data. So this gives us exposure as to what it's like in the real world, in the financing sector. What's a day in a life as a banking and finance student like? So due to the COVID-19 situation, we have been having our lectures at home in the form of pre-recorded lecture slides and our tutorials in school. So I will attend my classes, whether it's on Microsoft Teams or on campus, and then I will meet with my friends afterwards to work on our group projects. So one of the modules I had this semester was User-Centered Design in Business, or UCDB for short. So for this module, we learned how to use Photoshop to design business websites. And we also learned about user experience and how that influences the designs of websites and apps that people use. So that's pretty interesting. So I knew I wanted to do a business course because both my parents pursued the business path and they really influenced me to do so as well. And as for why I chose banking and finance specifically, I attended the NP Open House in 2019 and I heard about the banking and finance course, and I found myself getting interested in what I was being told about financial markets and banking. And I was also told that my deep love for math would come in hand. So this made me decide to choose the banking and finance course. And as for why I chose to pursue this course in Ngee Poly specifically, it's because I really loved the vibe during open house. Everyone was really friendly and very enthusiastic. Not once did I feel uncomfortable, and everyone was ready to help if needed. So that vibe, that ambiance is what made me choose Ngee Poly. So my tip would be to be open-minded as to what you will learn in the course. And what I mean by this is that you will learn things that are unexpected and might seem challenging, like programming. But keep an open mind and trust the process. You will see the relevance of things sooner or later. So to O-levelers who are interested in banking and finance, read up on the course on the NP website and be sure that this is something that you are excited to learn about. And if you have any questions, ask them and clarify all your doubts. And do your best in your examinations if you plan on entering the course through JAE.
Hi everyone, my name is Gwendolyn, a Year 3 Business Studies student from the School of Business Accountancy. One thing I love about my course is that it is a broad-based business course. So this means that I'm given the chance to learn a wide range of relevant skills from Photoshop, financial and accounting to coding, and this will better equip me to be a versatile worker in the future. So I have always been interested in this field, but I wasn't really sure which business course to pursue. Hence, I've decided to go for business studies after learning it is a broad-based business course that can enable me to be more informed of the different aspects of this field. And why Ngee Poly? Because upon researching and from what my previous seniors who also studied in Ngee Poly, so they assured me that Ngee Poly is a really well-known and recognized school for business studies, and it has the necessary resources to nurture the students. So one tip I find most useful for students entering business studies is to practice and practice and practice in order to become a confident speaker. The reason why I say it's important is as there will be graded presentations after presentations required in this course. So being able to confidently present yourself in front of many people is an essential skill for a business student. However, fear not if that presentation is not your strong suit, because you attend a module called Business Communication that will enable you to become a better speaker in the long run. So how did my course prepare me for my internship? So my current specialization is Human Capital Management, more widely known as HR. So for my final year project, my group and I were tasked to come up with an efficient selection and interview tool for my company and for my client. So this project has really given me a deeper insight of the HR world and allowed me to see things in a different perspective as a client and what do they need. I really strongly believe that this whole experience and this acquired knowledge will really strongly aid me and prepare me for my upcoming internship. So my biggest takeaway from Ngee Poly and business studies is to always do everything to my best ability and no regrets. Because as a year 1 student, 3 years may seem long, but in a blink of an eye, time can pass so quickly. So I really hope that I am able to graduate knowing that I've given my all and thoroughly enjoyed my time here. So I can assure you that business studies is both fun yet practical and useful course to pursue. So go for it if you're interested in the world of business, especially if you wish to be your own boss in the future. Trust me, there will be plenty of hands-on modules and interesting projects that allow you to be your own boss. If this sounds like something you're up for, just don't hesitate. Go ahead and sign up for business studies.
So hi everyone, my name is Ngee, a Year 2 student currently pursuing a diploma in International Trade and Business from the School of Business and Accountancy. And what's one thing I love about my course is, of course, the modules they could offer and how useful they are. So for example, modules like Management and Organization and Service Learning Action not only taught me on how to build on my entrepreneurship skills, but also to come up with business plans and expand on my marketing skills. My International Trade and Business is the only wholesale trade diploma in Singapore. So why not come and join us? So what made me choose ITB and NP is that one of my aspirations is to start my own business and be an entrepreneur. So I take this opportunity and a stepping stone to actually pursue my dreams further by equipping myself with the appropriate skills. So what's a tip I find most useful for students entering ITB? Honestly, just learn to have fun. Some modules may be pretty content heavy or even dry. So just learn to extract the fun in learning. And for what I did, for example, like if I were to hang out with my group of friends, we were to buy snacks, we would actually discuss the supply chain and how it actually ended up in the shelf. So we grasped the concepts of our modules and applied it in the real life instead of just only reading it on paper. So what's one thing I wish I knew before joining ITB is, of course, the modules I'll be taking, because it's more than just international business. You will learn more about the logistics and warehouse. So for example, in year 2 you'll take specified modules such as global transportation, international trade and logistics, and also warehousing and management. So my biggest takeaway from NP and ITB would be due to the fact that NP actually offers many programs to help me hone these skills. It actually taught me to be more innovative and open-minded, and ITB has also taught me valuable knowledge on the wholesale trade industry, even the life skills outside of the modules such as teamwork and also time management. This is the course for those who want to learn more about the global MNCs, and of course there will be a lot of overseas opportunities for immersion programs, and you will look forward to learning more global business operations.
Hi, my name is Cheryl. I'm a Year 2 student currently pursuing a diploma in Tourism and Resort Management. One thing that I really love is that I get to put my creativity to use. Like for one of my projects, we had to run an Instagram campaign to help our community partner to raise awareness for certain mental health conditions. And during that time, we get to create our own IG videos, posts, as well as stories from scratch to educate our audience on the mental health conditions that we were covering on. So when it came to the school selection, I really wanted Ngee Polytechnic because I loved the lively vibe of the school when I visited them during the MP open house. And as for course selection, I was originally enrolled in the Common Business program in my year 1, and I decided on this course in Tourism and Resort Management because I found that I really like to interact with people and put my creativity to use. I guess a tip would be to be able to adapt and be flexible, and it doesn't hurt to put your creativity to your advantage. I would say that I wish I knew that Tourism and Resort Management focuses not only just on the tourism sector, but on the hospitality industry itself. So for example, that would mean like the F&B industry and the hotels industry, and as well as event management, which is something that I have been interested to learn. So for MP wise, it will be the friends and experiences that I've gained from MP ambassadors as well as my classmates. And as for course wise, it will be the skills and knowledge that I will require in the future if I work in the hospitality industry. and also the ability to manage work and leisure at the same time. So if you're interested in the hospitality industry, like I mentioned earlier, the F&B and hotels industry, and even event management, this might be suitable for you.